Hello and welcome. I'm going to give you a brief demonstration on how to use Classroom Stats. Classroom Stats is a data collection and analysis platform that combines this easy-to-use website, classroomstats.com, with a free iPhone and Android app that the students will use to enter their data. You can find it in the iOS or Android store. It's a really quick download. You can do it the first day you collect data. It probably takes less than 10 seconds. So, sign up for an account for free. Click on this create account and you're ready to log in. So here I am, and I am going to start collecting data. The process begins with clicking on create room, and then you can enter your questions. They can be numerical or categorical in nature. First, I'm going to ask, how many hours did you sleep last night? That is a numeric free response. And I want to know the type of phone that you have. So this is going to be multiple choice. You can put up to 5 multiple choice responses. And I'm just going to put iPhone and Android. And just like that, you're ready to collect data. Now, at this point, the students are going to be putting this code in the Classroom Stats app, XNYR, that's unique to you. And the students are currently answering the questions, how many hours did you sleep last night? I did 8, and I have an iPhone. You can see that my response just showed up live, and you can stay on this page and wait for all the students to enter their data and then reveal the data in front of them. Or you can click Analyze Data Live, and it has a clicker-like functionality that this will all be updating live as students are entering information. Well, this room is not interesting because it just has my data, but what I want to show you is some data I collected last week, and you can play with this as well going to classroomstats.com and clicking on the statistics demo. We have about 109 students in this room, and these were just some questions that I asked my intro stats. The first one is, how much did you sleep last night? You can see the descriptive statistics right here, and then over here on the inferential statistics, you can change the hypothesis tests if you would like to, and you can see the illustration of the p-value changing. This would be if the average sleep was 7 hours. You can do a two-sided or one-sided t-test, and you can see everything changing. Confidence intervals, test statistics, p-values. I love this functionality because you can quickly do hypothesis tests and do no preparation. You can get all of the information live in class and be spontaneous. So you can do a 1-sample t-test. You can also do a 2-sample t-test. You can see the descriptive statistics split by category, and then the associated hypothesis test. We can see there is not much of a difference between the men and women's sleep habits. You can also do correlation and regression. This isn't a really interesting relationship, but you can see a scatter plot. You can plot the regression line. You can see the correlation coefficient, the R squared. You can predict values based on the different explanatory variables and see the regression line displayed here. I usually don't cover this information over here in my intro class, but you can see the residuals as well as the estimated coefficients and their associated p-values. There's also the ability to do a matched pairs test if you have 2 quantitative variables. And what I hope you're seeing is that all of this is going to be driven by your selection of the response and explanatory variable. It will do the analysis for you based on each variable. So for example, if I select class standing, which has 4 categories, it will perform analysis of variance. We can see the illustration of the p-value. Here is my F-test statistic and the associated p-value, null hypothesis, and then the descriptive statistics over here. I love looking at these box plots with the students because it really quickly lets them understand analysis of variance. You can also do categorical analysis like a chi-squared goodness of fit test or a regular chi-squared test for association. You can see the two-way table here and then an illustration of it. So if a student enters information that is not correct or you want to exclude, you can quickly hide and show data. Sometimes when I'm doing correlation, I will put in a value that is incorrect or outline to show them the influence that a single observation can have. This is nice if a student makes a mistake or just enters some information that's incorrect. You can quickly scroll through the data, notice that it is anonymous, and it lets the students just take a look at the information contained in the data. Also, this is not designed to replace R or Minitab or whatever your favorite statistical software is. It's meant to quickly analyze the data. So if you want to do a more in-depth analysis, just click on download the data, and here is a CSV file you can import into any software you would like. Feel free to play with this data as much as you want to. Now, going back to my account, I want to show you how you can manage rooms and create public links for your students. So if you click on Manage Rooms, you can see all of these questions that I've done. So for example, in my IntroStat class last week, I asked what was the fastest mile you've ever run, what's the farthest you've run at one time, what type of phone do you have, and how many hours did you spend on the phone yesterday. So using the iOS feature, you can actually see how much time you spent. It was surprising and a little bit frightening. Now, if the students wanted to explore this, you can click on this Create Public Link, and it will create a link right here that you can share with your students. And if you click on that, you're going to see the same type of information that I had from the last one. Here's the information on hours per phone from my student. Notice up here that there were 2 students that spent over 8 hours a day on the phone. And they can play with this, they can download the data, they can explore anything they want to using these tools. So if you have any other questions, don't hesitate to contact us at classroomstats.com, and I hope you find value in this tool. We certainly have, and enjoy collecting data most class periods.